Hey there. How's everyone? Good morning. Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. I'm so glad you're joining me. Please want to say hello to everyone. Hey, Sean. Hey, Bernadette. Hi, Karen. How are you? Coming in from Texas, from Detroit, from Denver. Yes. It's so glad to see everyone. Yes, yes, yes. How's it going? Y'all like that music? So, see, I'm trying some new stuff here for y'all. Trying to bring some music to you. So, how are things going? Delighted to see you and welcome. Yes, indeed. Tell me where you're here from. Say hello. Enjoying having you here today. So, listen, is your image selling you short instead of setting you up for your next chapter? Today, I'm going to share tested strategies to align your personal brand with your career goals and life changes. Now, we're not just talking about appearance, we're talking about making your image a crucial part of your success plan for your next chapter. We've all heard society myths that career peaks are only for the young, but with your accumulated wisdom and experience, this stage of your life can be a new beginning, not an ending, a chance to fulfill your purpose, rediscover your passions. So tell me, are you joining me today because you're at a transitional point in your career? You're in the middle of a career transition? Put a yes if you are in the chat. I'd love to hear how many of you are going through a transition right now. And maybe it's not in your career, maybe it's in your life. Maybe you've moved from one place to another. But I want to show you today how to transform your age and experience into assets that make you stand out. Your wisdom and vision, hear me now, are your superpowers. And this isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. This is about projecting the authentic, visionary leader you are. And that happens because you've been enriched by years of mastering skills, navigating complexities and stuff, and yes, learning from setbacks. You've been in it. You've been through the test. And it's about who you are becoming really in this next chapter. So I want you to imagine walking into a room or onto a virtual meeting these days and having your presence instantly communicate your competence, influence, and direction. Your personal brand and style speak volumes before you ever say a word. So the question is exactly what are they saying? What's your personal brand and style speaking about? Do your clothes, your grooming, your body language inadvertently reinforce stereotypes of midlife professionals, those in our 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, as past their prime or out of touch? Or um, does your brand and your style boldly align with the contemporary, forward thinking leader you're becoming? And I know you are. Your image will signal that you're not just participating in the future, you're shaping it as you redefine leadership on your own terms. Hear me now. Redefine you, your leadership, your influence on your own terms. Because, see, that's what we can do in this stage of life. So, I want to share with you how to elevate your image to match your aspirations, where you want to go in your next chapter, so you can make your biggest dreams real. So you can greet each day with renewed passion and purpose, confidently charting what's next. I don't want you to be pigeonholed by outdated notions of age. It's interesting. We all want to live a long life, but we don't want to grow old. Mm. You have so much you can contribute. And to think that you don't, that's outdated. Those are outdated notions of what age is. So I'm talking about taking control of your narrative. Make your image proclaim that your greatest time, your greatest innovations, your greatest legacy lies ahead. So I want you to understand that I'm not here to talk merely about style, though we're going to do that. But this is about strategic life design. I believe that each one of us can design the life that we love. And to do that, we need to be intentional, focused, clear, and strategic. And we can create a reinvented image that amplifies our influence and opens new doors, proving that age is not a sunset, but a new kind of sunrise, a renaissance. So, this is your call to action, not just as a leader, that fabulous leader that I know you are, but as a person, a woman, a man poised to redefine what leadership looks like at this stage of life. I'm Dr. Geneva, for those of you I haven't met yet, and I know firsthand what it means to redefine your image at pivotal life stages. I've led major organizations, started nationally recognized initiatives, raised millions of dollars, built dozens of public private partnerships. And yes, I've also navigated those personal transitions, like turning 50, raising three awesome children, then being an empty nester, losing my husband of 40 years, and starting my business in my late 60s. And at each of these critical points, I had to carefully reconsider and redesign my image to align, to match up with my evolving roles and responsibilities and my changing life. I want to know, is there anyone out there who's listening to me who now is also looking to revamp their image to match or to align with a new role or opportunity. Put a yes if you are. If you're looking to, you know, change your image, if you're looking to revamp, let me know about it. So I'm here to share with you today that this process of reinvention is not superficial. It's strategic. Reinvention has been integral to my ability to continue influencing, leading, and breaking new ground. And um, doing this throughout my life and career. So today, as a late life entrepreneur and thought leader, my mission is to equip you with the strategies that have made a profound difference for me and can do the same for you. So I'm seeing lots of folks in here saying yes, 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 looking to for that new image and to get on with it. Well, we're going to do that for sure. Okay. So thank you for yes. Yes, I'm seeing so many yeses. So, now that you've heard a bit about my journey, we're going to move on. And, I want to ask you, um, do you care about your personal image? And if you're perhaps wondering, well, why should I care? Especially as a leader, entrepreneur, or executive in my midlife, allow me to break down why your personal image matters into three compelling reasons. First, your image as strategy. Using this as strategy fights against stereotypes that label midlife women as less relevant. At this stage of your life, your image becomes crucial to your strategic arsenal. It becomes a very important part of what it is that you do in your career, in your life, and how you move forward, because it can help you secure opportunities and expand your influence, especially when you're transitioning roles or career paths. Your image can also shatter age stereotypes. Your image can be a rebuttal to those societal notions that correlate aging with decreased innovation or relevance. You know what I'm talking about, right? If you heard that or felt that when people look at you or perceive you or feel that you're in a certain age bracket, they make assumptions about what you can do, whether you can still be relevant, whether you can innovate, whether or not you can still be vibrant. Okay? And so curating your personal image clearly conveys that, you can be all them things. You can be experienced, you can be relevant, you can still innovate, you can be vibrant, and you're a visionary leader. Yes. And shattering those age stereotypes is an important thing to do. The other thing uh, uh, that makes it important to care about your image is it's a chance to reinvent for new opportunities. It's a calculated move to make sure that your appearance reflects your current capabilities and aspirations and your evolving ambitions and life changes. So ignoring this is really not an act of humility, but a missed opportunity to set the tone for your leadership and life at this pivotal stage. So, those are some of the reasons that um, you should care about your personal image. What do you think? Do you think that your personal image matters in terms of your career, in terms of your life? Put a yes in the comments if you agree with that. So now we've talked about the reasons why your image should matter. I want to dive a little deeper to shatter some of those age stereotypes I talked about and limiting beliefs that may hold you back if you let them. And I'm sure you've heard some of these. So we're going to go through just a few of them because it's so important. I want to put it out there, the elephants in the room, and put it out there. Y'all think about it. Let me know if there are questions that you have. Let's talk about it. I'm too old to care about fashion and trends. Now, listen, being older doesn't automatically make you irrelevant or out of touch. Just because you're aging doesn't mean you can't continue to be necessary, impactful, and relevant in your field. And when I talk about aging, I want you all to hear, to understand that, each day we get older. We do. So when I'm talking about aging, I'm seeing that as a beautiful, wonderful occurrence because the alternative is not one that I want. Because if you don't age, you ain't here. Okay? So, again, let me say for my sisters, especially in that midlife, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s. Okay, now come with me now. It's a beautiful thing. But I do know that I've even felt it at times that I'm too old to care about fashion and trends. Not too often have I felt that myself, but I've heard it. And the flip side of that is I'm past my prime. I've heard people say that. If you've heard women say that, or you yourself have said that, come on, put a yes. Come on, let's admit it. If you said it, because see, I just want to tell you, if you said I've passed my prime, let me tell you what I think. That's ridiculous. Personal style has no age limit. Age and relevance are not mutually exclusive. You are not past your prime. You're entering into a new chapter that allows you to redefine leadership and impact. And your style should mirror your enduring relevance and readiness for what's ahead. So, do you all know what I'm talking about? Can I get an amen here? Have you ever felt stereotyped based on your age or appearance? So let's see who may have felt that. And here's another one. I've worn this style for so long, it's a part of my identity. Well, let me just tell you now, and I get it. I get it. Identity isn't set in stone because it evolves just like you do. So as your identity evolves, as you get older, as you see other things that are more important than, in your 40s or 50s than they were when you're 20s or 30s, you're evolving. And as your identity evolves and what you think is important evolves, so should your style to authentically reflect who you are right now. Okay. So here's another one that I hear often, and I'm sure you do too. I've got years of experience, and my track record speaks for itself. So I don't need change. I don't need to do nothing because I got it. And what I do should really speak for itself. You know, a great, awesome track record is a foundation, but it's not a finish line. In a constantly changing world, resting on your past achievements can limit your future potential. Evolving strategically helps you stay relevant and it opens doors for continued impact and growth. So think about that as you're moving forward. Yes, you've done some phenomenal things. You really have, and that's created a strong foundation. As you move forward and you want to change or shift in your mind or your goals or your purpose, you've kind of redefined your purpose, then you can change your style and your image to go right along with that and still have your experience as your foundation. Another one, I don't have time for a makeover. Now, I hear this all the time. I'm good where I am. I don't have time for all that. Listen, transformation like this doesn't require a pause in your life. You do not have to stop. You don't have to pause. You don't. Sometimes all it takes is a conscious pivot. Okay? Just that's all I'm talking about. A pivot. And small changes through making that pivot can, if they're executed wisely, can really reverberate, say that 10 times fast, can really have a ripple effect, a powerful ripple effect in how the world perceives you. Small changes. And so think about that. And then here's one that I want to share with you that I do hear. Do you hear this one as well? Or do you feel this way? I'm not tech savvy enough to keep up with the younger generations. Well, let me tell you this: technology is a tool, it's not an age indicator. The willingness to embrace new tools and systems is a sign of a forward thinking leader, irrespective of age. Okay? Look at me up in here. And I'm past my midlife. I got the screens going and the buttons and the music for you. And, it took me hours to get it together. But I wanted to bring it to you. So I said, I'm going to learn it because it's a tool. And what I want to do, my purpose and where I want to go and what I want to share is important. And being adaptable to change into new things is ageless. And it's never too late to learn. What do y'all think? Now, do you agree? Do you agree that it's never too late to learn? So put I agree in the comments if you do. So now I want to get into some rapid fire. So what are y'all thinking so far? I mean, is this been, are you getting value? And if you are getting value, please let me know. Say yes, getting some value out of what's going on and what you're learning and hearing about. I really want to just say that it's so important. That's right. Technology is a tool. So great. I'm glad you are into this. I see many of you are agreeing, never too late. Yes, yes, yes. So I want to get into some rapid fire strategies that can get back to my screen. Now, listen, I'm working with this now. I'm trying to work. I'm trying to hang with it and, put on this, give you all this information, learning all this new stuff. Okay. So let me get back to where I'm supposed to be here. Um, okay. So I'd really like to go through 10. uh, rapid fire specific strategies to align your personal brand with your professional and personal evolution. Okay, so you might want to, take some notes, whatever you use to take your notes, etc. You might want to do that. Let's get started. One, take inventory of your current image and style. No, wait a minute. I've got to hold on, hold on, hold on. Here we go. So they'll be up here so you can take notes. All right, I'm going to get it together, but the information is here and my love is here. Just trying to get the tech right. But again, it's just a tool. Yes, indeed. All right. So what do I mean by this? So I want you to schedule a wardrobe audit weekend. Okay. And this is where one weekend, you lay out all your clothes and your accessories. Don't forget your accessories and put them into categories, what you're going to keep, what you're going to update, what you're going to donate, and assess each piece for its relevance to your current personal and professional aspirations. And if it doesn't fit, where you want to be, where you want to see yourself, your evolving narrative, it's time to let it go. Purge it. Okay. Number two, try looks that align with the life you want now. And how you can do this is with vision boards. Now, I know everybody has probably at least one time done a vision board. You probably did it for, oh, here's what my life looks like. Here's what I want it to be. And that's fabulous. I love vision boards. This time, I want you to use a vision board, put together a vision board where you put your looks that you want. So as you're flipping through magazines, you'll be looking at the style or look that you want. Um, and you can do your vision board either physically or digitally. There are a lot of digital apps now, but that express the roles that you're stepping into. And you use, and you're going to take your vision board, and particularly if it's digital, because you have it right there when you shop or go shopping or go online, you'll have it right there. But you'll put the looks that you want, either in magazines or um, perhaps with your favorite celebrities, either current or old school. I know a lot of my looks I model from so-called old schools, some of, I'll talk about that in a minute. But you'll use this vision board or this digital representation of the look that you want when you shop, when you go for clothes. Now, does anyone use vision boards as part of your image strategy? Tell me yes, if this is a technique that you use. It's really a great one. And, think about if you're, for example, if you're going to do more public speaking, you may want to create your vision board that has a looks of more vibrant colors, colors that stand out, command attention, but don't distract. So you might look and search for that. And when you see that, again, you're being very intentional. And when you see that, you cut it out, you take a picture of it and put it on your vision board. But use vision boards as a technique to figure out the look that you want. Another strategy is for you to find inspiration from fashionistas who are in the next stage of life or career that you want to be in. Okay. So you identify public figures or leaders in your own industry who are a few years ahead of you and represent the style and presence that you aim for. and bookmark their photos, listen to their interviews, because again, it's not just clothes, but it's the style, it's the mannerisms, the language, etc. But bookmark their photos, their interviews, their public appearances. And this can also give you inspiration as you're creating um, your image. So find inspiration from those models. Um, Next, I want you to invest in um, versatile, high quality pieces that ooze confidence. Okay. So that could be, splurge on this, really well cut, tailored blazer or a classic handbag that you can transition from, a meeting to a networking event. And, the investment upfront does pay off dividends, but it's so important to just invest in those high quality pieces. I remember when I became head of, led my first multi-million dollar organization, and all of my role models back then were predominantly male, because that's what the world was back then. And so I turned to actresses that, really I admired. And I noticed that many of them were wearing pearls. So I began to wear the pearls. I think it's very feminine, talks about, but feminine energy, and very, but also pearls are very tranquil and have this calming effect. But folk like Audrey Hepburn, Dorothy Dandridge, Marilyn Monroe, Lena Horne, those were um, the fashionable actresses, women, excuse me, who I used as my models to help blend in the style and pick those signature pieces that amplified my image. Let me ask you, how many of you do you own a signature accessory that really boosts, enhances your personal image? Put a yes, I do in the comments if you do, because this can really make a difference. The next thing I'd like you to think about is to curate a consistent personal brand. That is, have you ever had people say to you, or you've said to someone, "Oh, that looks like you." Or when you see a piece of jewelry or clothing, or that looks like you, or that sounds like you, or that's something you would probably do. When you say that about someone, you know their brand, you recognize their brand. That's what brand is. It's that story about yourself, who you are, your gifts. And so people recognize it. So if you can be intentional about thinking about your personal brand, and you can do it by choosing, it could be certain color, it could be a particular hairstyle, it could be a style of dress, it could be a hat that you always wear. One of my very good friends is known for his hat that he wears all the time, and that's part of his brand. I know another leader who wears black all the time, and just gorgeous black and pearls, just a gorgeous style. And it's her, and it just represents her. So think about, what could your personal brand be, and make those items a consistent part of your wardrobe. And accessories, do not forget the accessories, please. They are really good. What I want you to do is to work with a personal stylist, uh, or personal shopper to help update your wardrobe. Have any of you worked with or consulted a stylist for professional purposes. It's fabulous. You can be with them, hire them for a half a day session. Put yes, I have. Put a yes if you've worked with a stylist in the comments. You can, many of the stores that you go into, the clothing stores, stylists are there for free, or you can hire one, or you can go there. And if you find people you like, ask them to, hey, I want you to spend a half a day with me. But the point is, do something where you're very intentional with the stylist. Hire him or her for half a day. Make it clear, however, to the stylist that you're in a transformative stage. Describe what it is. Describe what you want to look like. Describe, how you want to be perceived, and get clothes that flatter you at this stage. But that is something that can happen, that could be a tremendous impact, and really doesn't take, really could cost you nothing but your time. Experiment with makeup, skincare and hair to look refreshed and current. Go to a makeup session, makeover session at a reputable beauty counter, telling folks what your needs are. For example, you might want a makeup routine that is mature yet contemporary, or skincare products that energize your look. They've got everything in makeup today. You can go into stores like Ulta, who do makeup within their store. It's usually MAC makeup, which I love, and that's what I use. And you can, you also, while you're in there, you can get your hair done, you can get your brows done. But the thing is, you can go anywhere these days. You can go to the makeup counters, etc. But the point is, don't just go to visit and kind of try to figure out what to get. Talk to someone who's a professional. Explain to them what it is you're trying to do, what your needs are, and ask them for their advice. It's a little twist, a little difference than just going to shop for makeup. Do you see what I'm saying? The next thing I want you to do is to project confidence through your body language as a way to, this one of these surefire ways to um, really get your image connected right. And body language is so important when you step into a room. You're before a big meeting or public appearance, take a moment to just take a deep breath, to stand in a power pose. Keep your hands on your hips, your chin up, your shoulders back for a moment or two. Just do that to get yourself, before you walk into that room or give that speech, try to go somewhere and do that in deep breath and get into your power pose, your language, because your body language is what is going to project that confidence. And that relates all to your image. Plus, it makes you feel better too. And just as a tip, I've said this to many of the women that I work with who give public speeches. And you know how it is when you're sitting there, you're waiting for, you're going to give a speech, and you're waiting for, a person going to introduce you, and you're sitting there, etc. Make a point to somehow stand up. You can stand up, go to the side, however, just make it happen, but stand up before you begin to speak. Okay? Because standing up and being on your feet gives you that confidence, gets that energy, gets your blood flowing, gets your breath regulated, as opposed to sitting and then being called, you stand up and go up to the podium. You understand what I'm saying? Just a little tip for those of you fabulous folks who are always giving those speeches. Accessorize to add stylish touches to your looks every day. Again, back to that signature piece, like a standout necklace or statement earrings, that could become your brand in everyday interaction. But don't forget accessories. They're very, very important. They can change your look. I knew one leader headed a major school system that wore the same sharp, well tailored, high, high brand name suit almost every day, but she accessorized it so fabulously that it looked like it was a different suit. And she used to tell me, Dr. Geneva, I love doing this because I don't have to think about a whole lot of stuff about what I got to wear. I just accessorize and have fun with accessorizing. Yeah. So again, don't forget those accessories. Maybe I'll do a whole workshop just on accessory. And then the last thing I want to leave you with, own your style and beauty. So again, as you're changing your image, as you stepping away, don't shy away from makes you shine. When you receive compliments on your new style, I want you to own it. Respond affirmatively. Respond, say, thank you. Okay. And if you want to share, say, I'm embracing a new phase of leadership and this style is part of my journey. Say whatever you want to, but the point is don't shy away. Own your style. Make sure that you're in whatever it is that you're doing, that you do it with a sense of pride and good feeling and, who you are, because you are that wonderful, vibrant person that can change your image in a flash to be wonderful. So, listen, we've covered wardrobe and personal image. We've touched on the importance of language and self expression and spoken to, I've really talked about the need to evolve your personal brand, which, of course, all of that includes what you offline and online as well. Most importantly, when you're doing all of this, when you're getting your image ready for what's next, you got to stay true to your authentic self. Reinventing your image is more than a style makeover, it's seizing control of yourself and how the world perceives you during these pivotal transitions of your life because you are designing your life. I want you to consider reinventing your image as a strategic power move, not just a fashion statement. Okay? And to remember that age in this context, again, is not a sunset, but a new kind of sunrise. Yes, a renaissance, a fresh start, a refresh filled with opportunities. So, this, I don't want to give just advice to you. I really want to send out a call for action for every leader and every woman ready to define what leadership looks like at this pivotal stage of life. So, what do you all think? I just am so delighted that you all, do you have questions? Wow, look at all of the comments we have. And just I wanted to again say good morning to everyone. Did you all get, hey, Jersey? Grand Rising. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my goodness. Someone's from Neptune? Ooh, Maryland. You know Neptune. Is that Neptune, New Jersey? That's my hometown. Ooh, welcome, welcome. I'm so delighted that all of you are here. I see many of you are going through transition. You're looking at the various things that are possible in life. Um, I'm just delighted that you're here. What are your questions? Who's elevating? Oh my gosh, elevating. Who's elevating? Strategic life design. That's what we're talking about. So, yes, thank you, Joy. Delighted that you're here. Glad to see all of you here. And what are your questions? Let me see. Oh, congratulations. turning 50 next year. That's a beautiful thing. And be prepared. Getting prepared for it works. Uh, yes, yes, that's true. Care about your personal age, but ageism. That's right. It's about what people think about that ageism. But let me tell you, you can control what you want to control. That's the whole point of all of this. And yes, image is necessary. Um, this is an interesting point. The more I age, the more I care about personal style. That is wonderful because, it, and the thing that's so beautiful about that, Ramazi, is that you've got so much to build on. You have so many experiences. You've seen so many things that as you care more about your style and how you look, you have more of a wealth of resources to pull on. You know things to do and not do. Um, and yes, age and 42, let me tell you, you can find ageism really at any age. If you're for the very young, I have very young, my younger children are younger, they're millennials, and they run into that all the time. The thought that, well, you're too young, you're not experienced enough. So you can get ageism at any point in your life. And yes, um, you don't have to pause your life. You just pivot. Just pivot your life. Oh, I'm just loving. So many folk are agreeing, saying this is awesome. Oh, I'm just so glad you're here. Any questions? Any questions anyone has? As Dr. Sue says, today you are you. No one can ever be youer than you. That is so true. Any questions that folk have? Yes, let's get to look at people that we admire and get inspiration. Listen, if you signature looks, yes. If you enjoyed any part of this conversation, come on over to Elevate Next Level Success and join us there. Join my community. I'd love to have you there. We talk about all kinds of things like this and what, in fact, can make us better for our next chapter, reinvent ourselves. And for those of you who I've gotten several of you followed me on Facebook, and you see that I'm holding a workshop. So if anyone would love to come, I'd love to see you at a workshop um, I got to check the date, Thursday, October 26th at 6 o'clock, a workshop. Listen to the title of this workshop. I'm so excited. I'm having so much fun putting it together. Rock your next act. How to do that, how to rock your next act. And I'm going to be talking about strategies to reinvent yourself professionally and personally at any age. I'm so excited. Workshop, workshop. If you're interested, please go to Elevate Next Level Success. Join the community. I'll be talking much more about that. Um, and let me see. Okay, we got a couple questions. Ramaz, my question is related to personal style. What recommendations for accessorizing where I do not have a signature look yet? Okay, what I think you're saying, asking is, I don't know where to start with my look. I'm not sure what my look is. So how do I get the accessories? Well, let me just say a couple things. First of all, you want to think about what you want to look like. And remember, in thinking about that, it's not carved in stone because it's your thoughts. It's you, and you can change it at any time. So take some time to sit down. you might want to start with asking yourself, what are the 3 words I want people to think about when they meet me, or when they see me, or when they think about me? Okay, what are 3 words that I want people to describe me as? And then what are the 3 words that I want to describe myself as? And then that kind of gives you an idea. So let's say you come up with, well, I want to be vibrant. You know, I had to do that because that's my favorite. So, but I want to be vibrant, a thought leader, experience, maybe tech savvy, whatever those 3 words are, then that gives you an idea about your image. And then, secondly, I suggest that you really find things that you like. So when you're thinking about accessories, and try them and experiment with them. Do you have a favorite color? Is it in your wardrobe? It was funny, my favorite color a long time ago, I have several now, but a long time ago was red. But when I looked in my wardrobe, I didn't have much red. And so I said, but that's my favorite color. It makes me feel good. It gives me a sense of authority and thought leadership, etc. And then as I was moving into leadership positions, I said, I need to put a little bit more red in my wardrobe. Okay. So as you're thinking about what to do, start off with first, what is it you want to be? Something simple. Then go out and experiment. Think about what you already have or what you already like. So those are some of the things that and then let me just tell you, your signature look, uh, Ramazi, doesn't come overnight. Okay. You can evolve into that. And then once you get there, play with it a little, and then if it works for you, then great, stay with it until you decide that you want to evolve to something else. Does that help? Okay. Let me know if that helps. And again, come on and join elevatenextlevelsuccess.com. In my community, we're going to talk more and more about this. And I give tips and strategies, etc. Would love to have you come on over there. And let me see. We've got this question. Alita, how are you? Turned 60 this year. And I've been losing weight consistently due to high blood pressure. I've decided I would not buy any clothes until I figure out how I want to present myself as an account manager and a new vocalist. Oh my gosh. So you sing. Oh, that's phenomenal. And I think that's great because you can take each, those are two. You have your account. Are you an account manager by day and a vocalist by night, or whatever that might be? That is so exciting. And for each one of them, you may want a different look, which might be to accessorize differently. So you might want, um, let's say your favorite color is blue. And so in your account manager position, you might want to have blue suits, light blue blouses, blue dresses, perhaps depending where you're an account manager. Let's say for a moment it's a conservative workplace. And so you may want to have this tops and bottoms, the suits, coordinated suits, but blue's your favorite color. You might want to pop a white blouse. And if you're a vocalist, and I assume that means you're performing, and it might be in church, or it might be at a show, or you might be, doing your own thing, you could still carry that blue with your various outfits. You might have a blue tight dress that could, with perhaps a nice showing neck, you might have accessorized differently. So for the office, you might have some plain, conservative jewelry. But for your vocalist life, you might go and have long feathered earrings or a feathered hat, a blue feathered hat might be part of your vocalist style. So you've taken the idea here is you take the basic, what you know, what you love. And that's why I always tell people look at what you have and build on that because you've got assets. So you could take that as a basic and then build your love for your blues and build on that by the style of clothes that you would wear and how you accessorize. And then please shop in your closet. I believe in that. Sometimes, you shop in your closets and put together things that aren't typically put together, but maybe you have fun with. I remember the days I was raised where pink and red don't go together. How many of you, were raised that way? You don't put pink and red together. I was raised that way. Yeah, I be doing that all the time now. Anytime I can find some pink and some red, I be putting it together because it look good. It looks vibrant. I was also raised, and many people still are, that you don't wear white after, what is it, after Labor Day? Yeah, I got some bad winter white leather pants. I'm wearing them. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I can. And because you can set your own style. You can make your own rules. So let me know about Altia, how it turns out. And yes, you can do both. You really, really can, and still, you know, handle it financially. Look in your closet, build on what you have. Oh, wow. Bernadette asked, I would love to hear about the person opportunities that help you get where you are to achieve the level of success that you have. Well, I'll say a few things and then maybe I'll do one of our videos. Maybe I'll build some of that in terms of how I got to where I am. But thank you for asking me that question. And in my workshop on how to rock your next act, I'm going to go deeper into that because there's so many shoulders that I stand on that have made a difference for me. And I'm going to talk a little bit about um, how that happened. Um, but clearly, much of my stuff came from my parents who were civil rights activists. They were ordinary people. My mom was a teacher. My dad was a government worker, but their life was consumed with opening doors of opportunity for others. So I learned leadership at a very young age. I learned about how important it was to give more, to give back, to work in community, um, to help others uh, and create a better community, a better life for others. And so through their activism, I learned that. And then a whole slew of adults in my small town that I grew up in on the Jersey Shore, of caring adults who everywhere I went, they seemed to know my business. They were always in my business. How many of you have grown up in those kinds of communities where the adults really cared about you, knew about you, were there? There was like a consensus among the adults, a community consensus that adults had responsibility to be role models for children and to raise them up in the way that they should go. That's the kind of community I was raised in, and had oogobs of role models from the janitor in my school, to the woman who ran the candy store, to all the people in church. I saw what leadership was without titles, the caring, the empathy, the integrity, the all of that. I saw all of that growing up. So those were my foundational people. They're the first layer. My parents and the caring community and adults that I grew up with, they're my first layer foundation of the people who helped me and whose shoulders I stand on. And then throughout my career, I've had lots of mentors and of all sizes, shapes, colors, genders, who have privileged me, made me feel incredibly um, grateful for their guidance and help. And so, thank you for asking that question, because I so often want to stop and give praise to those shoulders on whom I stand. And okay, so I know our time is running out. I know this was a longer session than usual, but I hope that you have enjoyed the conversation. I see there's tons and tons of comments, and let's get together next week. I'll see you next Wednesday at 9, streaming on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Okay, we're doing this. And again, this is part of my 6-part reinvention series. And next week, we'll be talking about reinventing yourself and handling your time, so that you find not only time to reinvent yourself, but time to be productive and all those kinds of things that are so important. Mwah! Love you all. See you. See you next time. Bye.